Check, check. Uh, cool. Looks like I'm actually online. I realize I don't know how to. I don't know how to title a stream. Give me a sec. How do quantum computers work? Go live notification. Oh yeah, let's notify all the no one. Let's put this in software and game development. I think that seems about right. Tags. Quantum computers. Can that be a tag? Cool. Nerd. That can be a tag. Software engineering, I guess. Done. Doing a lot of work for something that probably no one's gonna see. Ended up getting on a bit later than I wanted to, so actually I don't think I have a lot of time. I have like an hour. Had to sign my mom up for crochet classes and had a bit of an issue getting logged into Twitch. Was actually like just made this account, was trying to get my domain set up for this new brand. Pretty much just going to be the idea is doing research on various tech topics, ideally related more to the business side. I mean, I'm a software engineer by trade, but I'm definitely not interested in getting overly technical as much as I am interested in talking about the industry, the future of the industry, careers, and just kind of studying things. I want to write an article about quantum computers. Hold on. Let's start moving some stuff into frame. If you're right there, you're seeing Lake Kolchak. It is an alpine lake in Washington, beautiful Washington state. That is where I live. So we're gonna start with Chrome. So the reason we're here today is today Google announced Willow, a state-of-the-art quantum chip. Now, I didn't jump on the neural networks bandwagon. Ironically, in my master's, I actually did a lot of studying in neural networks. At least I had a course and I was on a research project in neural networks and robotics and all that. And then kind of shifted away from it because I was uncertain about the future. And I feel like I missed out on a really good opportunity. And I do feel that just based on what I know so far about this, that it seems like this is going to be a really big deal. And so I kind of don't want to miss this one. I actually want to learn a lot and see, I don't know, just see if there's any opportunity for me to kind of get in on the quantum computer game, or at least just know what's going on at the very least. I'm assuming right now, kind of like the early neural network stuff, that quantum computing is mostly in the place where it's mostly just scientists, PhD students that are working on quantum computer stuff. There's not really a lot of engineering. Like machine learning has moved to the point where there's machine learning engineers, but I don't think quantum computer is at that point. Probably won't be for, I would guess, a year or two, maybe. I guess that's what I'm trying to find out, is just what's going to happen. So this is really going to be me reading about quantum computers. I know pretty much next to nothing and taking notes. It's going to be very boring, and this is pretty much what I'm going to be doing most of the time. I'm just recording this for fun because I would like to take recordings of my own study sessions. So mostly I'll be talking to myself here. Anyway, I do work full time as a software engineer, so I don't expect to do this very often, if even once a week, maybe more like once a month. Um, so I'm not really trying to grow a viewer base as much as just kind of having fun because I really enjoy watching streamers, and I don't know, just figured I'd try it out and see what it's like. Um, I don't have a face cam on because I'm scared as shit about showing my face on the internet. All right. I might make some YouTube videos out of this too. I mean, the whole deal of this is I am trying to build a brand. I don't think the brand is going to be centered around streaming. I mostly want it to be centered around blog posts. I don't have the blog up yet. I just bought the domain literally an hour ago. I want to set up the blog sometime in the next week or two and start posting articles. I would like to get an article a week, and then I'd like to do projects that I could post updates to, projects that take about a month. For instance, I want to make a video game. I have some ideas for games I want to make. I'm learning Unity. C# is new to me. I'm mostly Python, so we'll see how far that goes. Actually, it's not new to me. I don't know why I said that. I worked on C# for about 2.5 years at Wayfair, the furniture maker. So I'm actually pretty familiar with C#. It's one of my favorite languages. I currently work on Python. The last about 3.5 years I've been working in Python. So I could pick up C# again. Anyway, that's for a later point. That's not for today. I have some other ideas about like things I want to do with my Raspberry Pi and projects. I'll probably also stream myself making my new website. I'm going to just, for now, I'm probably just going to build a blog on Squarespace. And then eventually I want to go back in and actually program my own site using, I don't know, just probably throw some shit on AWS. I don't want to do too much in the front end. Mostly because I'm just a back-end engineer and don't have a lot of interest in learning how front-end works, but just enough to have like a working website. I might even contract it out if I feel like throwing someone like $1,000 or so to make me a front end. We'll do that. I think in January is when I'll have time, because I'm going to be gone for like the second half of December. So that's stuff to come. Maybe we'll see. It might not do anything, but I'm hoping to get to more stuff like that. Overall, this is something I'm going to be using for my career. So I expect like a consistent activity across this brand, but not a lot up front. It's going to be more of a slow burn. Anyway. Today, all we're doing is we're focusing on Willow, our state-of-the-art quantum chip. I have a pretty hard cutoff at 9:30. I'm expecting a call from my girlfriend. She's going to be heading home. And I also have, as my name implies, I really like cooking. So I have some kuzu sabzi. Let's see if I can spell this right. Kuzu sabzi is an Iranian dish. I have this in the oven right now as we speak. I'd expect it has about 20 more minutes, so I'm going to be interrupted by that. I really like making a lot of French food. I want to get into pastries and baking. I haven't done a lot of that. But I might also stream me and my girlfriend making some food because I know she's been interested in streaming stuff as well. And I love cooking. And I have a lot of fun cooking with her. And yeah. So that kind of stuff maybe. But anyway. Let me just, I have my iPad I'm taking notes on. I'm just gonna, let's make a new section here. Add subject, we call this, yeah, we'll just call it quantum. New page, all right. Let's just read through this article, and when I get to stuff I don't understand, I'm going to Google it. And that's how we're going to start. All right, meet Willow, our state-of-the-art quantum chip. This was released yesterday. I've seen so many social media posts about this, especially the part we're going to get to about parallel universes. People are really excited about that. Our new chip demonstrates error correction and performance that paves way to a useful large-scale quantum computer by Hartmut Neven, founder and lead at Google Quantum AI. And I love the fact that there's this AI generated summary. We're gonna skip that for now. I just I actually think this is a great idea. I know a lot of people are annoyed with like how much Google's pushing AI. This sort of thing is it's helpful. I don't know. You can't read every article. Let's be honest. We all pretend like we want to read every article, but you can't read every article. Today, I'm delighted to announce Willow, our latest quantum chip. Willow has state-of-the-art performance across a number of metrics, enabling two major achievements. The first is that Willow can reduce errors exponentially as we scale up using more qubits. All right, cool. First thing I don't know. What's a qubit? This cracks a key challenge in quantum error correction that the field has pursued for almost 30 years. All right, what's a qubit? Qubit explained, just like... All right, hold on. I gotta get my pen ready. Just like a binary bit is the basic unit of information in classical or traditional computing, a qubit or quantum bit is the basic unit of information in quantum computing. Okay. Basic unit. I'm still curious exactly what that means. A bit is obviously a representation of a 1 or a 0, and it can be stored. I mean, it's storage agnostic. It's usually stored on a transistor, but a qubit, I would assume, based on the fact that this is quantum computers, are stored somehow in the status of a quantum particle. Is that what it's called? Quantum computing is driving new discoveries in healthcare, energy, environmental systems, smart materials, and beyond. I mean, I don't know about that yet, but I'm sure we'll get to that point. A qubit. All right, let's go to this. In quantum computing, a qubit or quantum bit, okay, that's nice, is a basic unit of quantum information, the quantum version of the classic binary bit physically realized with a two-state device. Okay, a qubit is a two-state or two-level quantum mechanical system. I'm going to not click on every single link. I'm just going to peruse this real quick. Well, not peruse, the opposite of peruse. In quantum mechanics, a two-state solution is a physical... Oh, fuck. Yeah, I don't want to get too far into this because we're just going to enter a rabbit hole of things that I don't think I need to fully understand. It's a quantum system that can exist in any quantum superposition of two independent, physically distinguishable quantum states. The Hilbert space describing such... Okay, so there's two independent states. Wow, there's so much of this I don't understand. It can exist in any quantum superposition. I do think we need to know the word superposition. A superposition is a fundamental principle of quantum mechanics that states that linear combination. Linear combinations of solutions. Boy. I'm debating whether or not I'm just going to go to ChatGPT to tell me exactly what a superposition is. I don't think I need to understand all of the physics. I'm doing ChatGPT in another window because I'm logged in and I just don't want to show anything I'm logged into. What is a superposition? A superposition is a fundamental concept describing the ability for a quantum system to exist simultaneously in multiple states. Okay. Until it's observed or measured. Okay. We've all kind of generally heard of that concept before. That's like the Schrodinger's cat. You don't know if it's alive or if it's dead until you observe it. So that's what a superposition is. Okay, so a qubit... my first question was going to be, why qubit if it's still just a binary piece of information? Why don't we use the word bit? But the Q here, I think, represents the fact that we don't actually know the state of it until we observe it. Is that correct? Let's see. Do we not know the state of a qubit until we observe it? Let's see. Exactly. In quantum mechanics, the state of a qubit is inherently indeterminate until it is observed or measured. Okay. That's a weird thing to base a computer off of. This is this is bringing up a lot of questions, which is like, how do you actually reliably store information on something that you don't know the state of it? That's extremely confusing to me. Does it maintain its state when it's set? Oh, this seems important. Unlike a classical bit, which is definitively 0 or 1, the superposition of a qubit doesn't correspond to a specific state in the classical sense. It is described by a wave function that encodes a probabilistic mix of states. Okay, so then my next question is, if this is probabilistic, do we not know for certain the state that the computer is in? Like, we know, okay, we're probably storing a picture of a cat, but there might be a giant black blob in the middle of the cat. Is this generally the idea? No, collapse upon measurement. Yeah, so when you actually measure it, it basically picks one of the states, but you have a probability. No hidden variables. Experiments like the Bell test suggest there aren't hidden variables determining the state. So it's like completely random. And I wonder if this is now we get into the conversation about parallel universes. That could it be variables that we can't measure because they're in a parallel universe? I'm going to be honest. Up until today, I have not really been that interested in the concept of parallel universes. I always found it to be very fantastical. It's one of these things like, yeah, it's possible, but it seems, I don't know. It seems to me to be so theoretical to the point that it is untenable to, how do I put what I'm trying to say here? Maybe untenable is the wrong word, but it just doesn't seem very useful as a realistic scientific theory. No, I don't think that's not, because it is a realistic theory. It's just not. Okay. It's as much as when we research history and we look at something that's like 10,000 years ago, and we're like, we found this hat. It could have been used for like a fertility ritual, or it could have been a bowl for rice. Where it's so vague and improbable. In fact, that's actually more realistic to me, what either of those probabilities, that I just was never that interested in parallel universes. I don't think I'm saying exactly what I'm trying to say. I'm new to streaming, so I will have to work on that, but you get my point. I just wasn't that interested in it as a concept. I'll listen to like the Neil deGrasse Tyson podcast. I'm sure I heard someone talk about it on his Star Talk in like 2018 or 19. And then I was like, okay, that's a cool theory, but it's like kind of a throwaway theory. I would say like if you've ever read anything by Roger Penrose, I guess it's somewhat similar to his ideas. It's like, oh, these are fun thought experiments. And I guess if you want to take the time to look into them, that's great, but we're not uncovering much about it because it's so theoretical. It's so far away from any technology that we have that it's just an unrealistic thing to actually look into as reality. Like if you were trying to discover the structure of the solar system in the year like 2000 BC, you're nowhere close to having the technology. You don't even know that the solar system really exists. Anyway, that's kind of my point. However, it seems to be a fundamental part of the superposition principle. Not just a fundamental theory, but the leading theory of how superpositions actually work is based upon.
To do that, you'll need to be online.
Thank you, Siri. The leading theory about how superpositions work, since we don't actually know how they work, is that the state is determined by a variable in a parallel universe. Okay. Lovely tangent.
I'm not sure what you're trying to edit.
Okay. I'm not trying to edit anything. I'm I'm trying to rant to nobody. That's what I'm trying to do. Collapse upon measurement. Okay, so does it maintain its state when it's set, or is it still probabilistic? That's my question. When a qubit is set to a specific state or any other known superposition, it'll maintain that state as long as it isn't disturbed by outside forces or measured. So it generally no, like it's not maintaining its state, because I'm assuming, does computing count as measuring? That's my question. Does computing count as measuring? No, computing with a qubit typically does not count as measuring in the quantum mechanical sense. Whoa. Okay. Computing operations involve manipulating the qubit's state using quantum gates without collapsing its superposition. Here's a deeper explanation. Okay. I don't want to show you the ChatGPT screen, but I want to write this down. Let's see. What can I open? Docs.google. Can I do this without logging into an account? No, I can't. Okay, lovely. Let me think. Let's do here. We're gonna put this into notes. Or not. The equation is breaking the note. Oh, time zone reveal. Oh no, I already did a time zone reveal. Okay. Quantum mechanics is, yeah, okay. I really want to copy and paste this, but it doesn't seem, I don't know if this is the problem with notes or it's a problem with copy and pasting this. What else do I have? No, I can't. Okay, what's something I can write in without logging in? I'll figure this out in future streams. Diff checker, I use this for work. Hey, yeah. Okay, this is a silly way to do it, but it works. All right, so my question was, does computing count as measuring? So this is what we say. No, computing with a qubit typically does not count as measuring it in the quantum mechanical sense. Computing operations involve manipulating the qubit's state using quantum gates without collapsing its superposition. Here's a deeper explanation. Quantum gates versus measurements. Quantum gates, these are operations that change the qubit's state deterministically based on mathematical rules. For example, Hadamard gate applied to 0, 0. That's actually just supposed to be 1, 0. I don't know why it's there twice. Applied to 0. So this is how you represent the state, by the way. It looks like the state is either this 0 or this 1 here. All of these times when it's showing up twice, it's actually supposed to be there once. So it applied, I don't know what a Hadamard gate is. I'm gonna see if I can go on without knowing that. Applied to 0, puts a qubit in the position, the superposition. Whoa, okay. That is actually 1 over the square root of 2 times this plus 1. I don't know what that means at all. A Pauli X gate flips the state from 0 to 1 or vice versa. These gates manipulate probabilities in amplitudes but do not reveal the state. Okay. Measurement. This collapses the qubit into one of its basis states. Once measured, the superposition is destroyed. Quantum computer, before measurement. During a quantum computation, the qubits are in superpositions or entangled states, evolving according to quantum gates. These states are not measured during computation. After computation, at the end of a quantum algorithm, qubits are measured to extract the result. The measurement collapses their state, turning quantum information into classical information. That all makes sense. We know that. Key difference, manipulating information. Computing involves modifying the probabilities and relationships between states, extracting information. Okay, so when we compute, we don't collapse it, right? When we compute, we don't collapse it, but does returning the result of the computation collapse the superposition. I feel like I'm slipping into talking like Northern Lion. I think he's like the go-to streamer voice. Example, Grover's algorithm. During the algorithm, qubits remain in superposition while quantum gates amplify the probability. Okay, so you're kind of just like, you're not flipping a bit as much as you are increasing the probability that it's a different bit. Computing is not measuring. So what I'm saying is, I asked, when we compute, we don't collapse it, but returning the result of the computation, does that collapse the superposition? And it says, you're exactly right. Returning the result of a quantum computation involves measurement, which collapses the superposition. All right. I think let's move on in the article. This is a really good start. Quantum error correction. I'm going to assume that a quantum error is when the bit is not what you expect it to be. Or it's a 2023 action horror video game. No, this is very much not. Here we go. Quantum error correction is a set of techniques used in quantum computing to protect quantum information from errors due to decoherence and other quantum noise. Decoherence is the loss of quantum coherence. Why would you fucking... Okay, the signature property of quantum matter waves relies on coherence. What does that mean in this case? While initially patterned after optical coherence, the theory and experimental understanding of quantum coherence greatly expanded the topic. Okay. I ask, what is quantum coherence? Refers to the property of a quantum system where its wave function maintains a well-defined phase relationship between its different states. This allows the system to exhibit interference effects, which are central to a phenomenon like... Okay, so what is decoherence? Refers to the property of its wave function maintains a well-defined phase relationship between its different states. Let's just do real quick. What is a wave function? Coherence is the property of a quantum system where its wave function maintains a well-defined phase relationship, right? Let's try to put that in a let's try to phrase that differently so we validate our understanding of it, you know, or be good little students. The power of quantum refers to the property of a quantum where its wave function maintains a well-defined phase relationship. I mean, what is a well-defined phase relationship? A quantum system state is represented by a wave function often expressed as a linear I can't talk, man. Often expressed as a linear combination of basic states. Basis states. Is this just what happens the moment you turn the camera on? You forget the language you've been speaking for 30 years and your ability to put... Is this quantum coherence? You start streaming and you lose coherence? The coefficients, alpha and beta, are complex numbers, and their relative positions, angles determine how the states interfere with each other. Coherence ensures these phases are consistent and predictable. What do we predict? So we're predicting they're going to be one of those. So interference arises because the quantum system... Oh, like the double slit! Yeah, there we go. That's coherence. Interference. I don't completely get it. Okay, wait. So that's coherence, right? Right? If particles behaved classically, that's coherence. That's decoherence. Produce an interference pattern that cannot be explained by classical logic. Yeah. You gotta think in a new way, man. You gotta throw out the old school, man. No more need for classics. We're going quantum. I don't get it. but I get what it is that I don't get now. I guess is what's important. Um, so quantum coherence. Okay, wait. So okay, wait. Okay. Wait. Okay. So quantum coherence is when the double slit experiment makes two lines, and decoherence is when it makes a bunch of lines. Yes? Question mark? Not quite. Let me clarify the analogy using the double slit experiment. When a quantum particle exhibits quantum coherence, it behaves like a wave. This allows the wave function to pass through both slits simultaneously and maintain a consistent phase relationship between the two paths. As a result, the wave-like interference pattern appears on the screen as alternating bright and dark. Okay, wait, this is coherence. Decoherence. Decoherence? Decoherence? If a system loses coherence due to interactions with the environment or measurement, the quantum particle behaves more like a classical particle. Okay, this is decoherence. Yeah, we don't want that. We don't want to be classical. Okay, what does that mean in terms of qubits? In terms of qubits, quantum coherence is crucial for maintaining the quantum behaviors like superposition and entanglement that enable quantum computations. Decoherence disrupts these properties, turning qubits into classical bits. So why do we not want that? Loss of superposition, loss of entanglement. Oh, okay. Okay, wait. We're getting ahead of ourselves with entanglement. That's good. We'll go into that. I'm going to take a quick second to go to the restroom and check on my food I'm cooking. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna go black. Does that work? Does that actually go black? Is that how that works? Let me check the stream. Yeah, that goes black. Okay, cool. I'll be right back. Wait. Let's play some music while I'm gone. I guess we could have music playing this whole time. Stream friendly bangers. Streamer background music. Streamer friendly. Let's just get some lo-fi going. Streamer friendly lo-fi. I'm gonna trust you. Whoever made this playlist. This doesn't look like amazing music. Let's let it roll. Let's let it roll. Ah, this isn't even going in. Hold on, wait. Oh, wait, so when I switch scenes, is my mic even still going? Okay, I'm gonna let this roll. Now we're cooking. Let's Oh, that doesn't change the color. I thought that would change the color. Bro, how do you change the color? That's fine. I'll figure that out later. I will be back. I'm back. Ugh. I got something. I got a gift. Hold up. I wasn't. Oh, my headphones are only doing left audio. There we go. Okay. I love that I still have the blue square. Oh no, that doesn't show up there. Okay, cool. We're gonna hide that. I'm gonna actually do a quick video. Let me make sure I don't have anything that'll dox me. Let's see. No. Let's just put the lines down. I think I'm good. Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna keep the camera on. I'm just gonna show y'all cause I am the chef. I'm gonna show you what I've been cooking. Okay, warning, I think it's gonna take over like the whole screen. View capture, nice. And last time I did this, it made me upside down. No, there we go. All right, I'll be a bit smaller. I just want to show you. We are chefs here. We do cook as well as code. Check this out. What do I have down here? No, I don't have anything. Okay. We have, this is kuzu sabzi. So this is potatoes. This is on, right? This is on the stream. Yeah, okay, cool. This is potatoes, eggs. There's a lot of herbs as like parsley, fenugreek, green onion, allspice, salt, pepper. Oh, you know what I forgot? There's supposed to be turmeric and I completely forgot. That's fine. And there was also supposed to be cumin and I forgot. That's whatever. I think I was really excited about streamings. I don't normally make such mistakes when I'm cooking. But yeah, so this is kuzu sabzi. It's a traditional Persian dish. And this is gonna be my dinner. I have a whole other pan of this. It's gonna be my dinner for the next week. I'm going on a trip with my girlfriend for her birthday. Actually, we both have our birthdays in the next week. And we're gonna like make sandwiches out of this and drive around Washington to places I'm not gonna tell you where. But yeah, delicious stuff. I'm very excited to try it. It's gonna sit here and cool down next to me and I might steal a bite of it. And my girlfriend will get mad when she gets home. Yeah. She's actually working. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna turn off the camera now. It's hard, okay. It's hard, okay, turning down... I see, this is a streamer problem. Turning down the audio for the music doesn't turn it down to my headphones. So I should actually have my headphones feed me not the output from my computer, but the output from the stream. Since I don't know how to do that yet, I'm just gonna turn this down on my side. Yeah, that would make, I think that makes more sense in the future. So I can just control all the audio from within OBS. I'll keep this going in the background. All right. So we were talking about quantum coherence. I had a second tab. ChatGPT. Here it is. So So we're talking about entanglement. Okay, so my understanding with entanglement, this is actually what makes quantum computers so fast, because if you just have like, you can just have the smaller bits. I guess quantum bits are smaller than normal bits. And I don't think that the probabilistics of the wave function make it faster. I think what makes it faster is the entanglement. And let me double check that before I give misinformation. Yeah, quantum computers gain their power from entanglement, superposition, and quantum interference? Okay, well that's not what I thought. Okay. We have now moved on to something else that I don't understand. You realize we've only... we haven't gotten through this first bullet point in the 10-minute article. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so we got some really core information here. So I'm going to move this up to our diff checker. There's no way to make this bigger. What if I do... Is there just like text edit? Text editor? Create new text file? That works. What is this here? What is this? Okay, we're not gonna get the algorithms, the equations, but that's fine. Superposition. A qubit can exist in a combination of blah, blah, blah states simultaneously. Combination of 0 and 1 states simultaneously. So in a system of n qubits, superposition allows a quantum computer to represent... This is 2 raised to the n, by the way. The copy paste didn't work. In a system of n qubits, superposition allows a quantum computer to represent 2 raised to the n states at once. This provides a huge workspace for parallel processing of possibilities, enabling quantum computers to explore large solution spaces efficiently. Okay. Hold on, let me see if I can understand this. Okay, wait. I want to understand this. So let's think about this with like 4 qubits. Okay, we have 4 qubits. Each one can be 0 and 1 simultaneously. And okay, supposedly what this means is depending on what signal we're sending to compute or to read the qubits, it changes the wave function to change the probabilities of whether it's a 0 or 1. That's my guess. I'm gonna math this real quick. This means that... Oh yeah, wait. Well, this is actually really straightforward. 4 qubits is actually, if you took this into bytes and how many different values you could represent with this bytes, that's how many different values you can represent. Well, okay, wait. Sorry, that's a bad explanation. This is 1 byte. How many different values these 4 bits can represent, but they can only represent 1 at a time in classical computing, right? So you have 0000, 0001, 0010, 0011. Each of these, like, only 1 can exist at a time. But because you can get either a 0 or a 1 out of a qubit when you do your computation, it's all of these at once, and I'm not sure exactly how you extract the different ones out of there, but yeah, I mean that maths, right? This is 2 to the 4 combinations. We'll go even smaller, so don't, well, I mean, that's just 16, right? So it's 0000, 0001, these 4 qubits gives all of these as possible states. So the parallel processing here is incredible. This is hardening? Yeah, this is hardening. I have to tell my girlfriend I ruined it by not putting in the cumin or the turmeric. Probably the worst defense is that I didn't put enough salt though. Anyway. Okay, that makes sense. Entangled qubits are correlated in ways such as with this, even if they're far apart. Yeah, so this I kind of understand. I mean, I don't really understand the basis of it, but I understand how it helps. The idea is that, let's say you have 4 qubits over here, and then you have 4 different qubits here, but they can all be entangled with, like this can be entangled with this one. So when you change the probabilistic function to this one to be 1, you're also changing the probabilistic function of this one to be 1. This is something that doesn't exist in classical physics, so there's really no way to understand this, because this change happens immediately. Like, it doesn't adhere to the speed of light, it doesn't adhere to any universal properties. That's why it's called entangled. They just seem to exactly share states, no matter what. This is another one of those things that points to parallel universes, because it's like there's no explanation for why these could be connected across our universe, so it must be like a wormhole where going through this parallel universe is an instantaneous connection to this one. Like, there's no change in distance, or they're even like the same bit. I don't know exactly if they're considered the same bit or not, but that's generally the idea. All right, quantum interference. Quantum algorithms carefully manipulate the amplitudes, probabilities of different states using unitary operations. So what's a unitary operation? Unitary operator in functional analysis. A unitary operator is a surjective bounded operator on a Hilbert space that preserves the inner product. None of those things make sense to me. I'm Googling this in the wrong window. Sorry. I don't know if I want to get into this right now. A unitary operator is a bounded linear operator that satisfies... Hold on, sorry, because we're getting to something very difficult, I'm trying to understand it without speaking. The range of is dense in surjective. That's probably an important... I'm gonna change up the music. You know what I like is the... This is probably really good as like chill music. No, this playlist actually isn't good. A lot of these things have started to be claimed. There's Toby Fox in here. DMCA free. Oh, you know what I'm gonna play? My absolute favorite DMCA free music of all time is the music from Gran Turismo. I can let this play here. Okay, I am advertising for Fortnite real quick. All right. All right. In mathematics, this is honestly I love this music so much it might distract me. A surjective function actually still looks like it's really loud in OBS. Okay. A surjective function, also known as a surjection or onto function, is a function f such that for every element y of the function's codomain, there's at least one element x in the function's domain such that fx equals y. Oh, sorry. I'm just checking my texts. Sorry. Got a meme. Also known as surjection or is a function f such that for every element y of the function's codomain, there exists at least one element x in the function's domain such that fx equals y. In other words, for a function f x to y, the codomain y is the image of the function's domain x. It is not required that x be unique. The function f may map one or more elements of x to the same element in the function's domain such that for every element y. Oh, actually, I get this. I'm thinking of this in the sense of there's a set of values y. X is not. There's a set of values x, there's a set of values y. And you can represent all values y using the value of the possible values of x. And so this we're talking about y can be 0 or 1 for a single qubit, which means that there's enough possible inputs to fx that you can make all possible value that you can make 0 or 1. And so if you have like 8 qubits, you can you have 2 to the 8, what is that, 256 solutions. So you have 256 or more x's that you can put into the function so that you can get any of these solutions without actually changing the function. And I'm assuming the function is the state of the bits, right? So a unitary operator is a bounded linear, in functional analysis and operator theory, a bounded linear operator is a linear transformation Lx to the y between topological vector spaces x and y that maps bounded subsets of x to bounded subsets of y. A bounded is a linear transformation maps bounded subsets of x and y. Okay. Okay. I think I get that. I'm not sure how to explain it though. I mean it's the same thing we just talked about. This is the function linear transformation between topological vector spaces. This is the function this is the operation which maps the surjective function. Right? Wait, why are there multiple definitions? Oh, okay. It's just not like, I think they have 3 different definitions because none of them are exact. I guess I get this. This is the actual operation being applied that can map all the inputs to the output. I forget the context of this. Quantum algorithms, unitary operations. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Constructive interference amplifies correct solutions. Oh, okay. While destructive interference cancels out incorrect one. That's to search an You should see my face. Okay. I think I get it. I don't get why it's faster. But I think I get the rest of it. So are we searching an unsorted database just... I need an explanation of this line here. Hold on. Where's my ChatGPT window? I said, I think I get interference, but how does this relate to search speed and algorithms? Great question. Let's break down how quantum interference improves search speed, specifically in the context of algorithms like Grover's algorithms, and why this matters for quantum computing. The problem Grover's algorithm solves. Imagine you have an unsorted database with n items, and you want to find a specific item, a password, in a list of n possibilities. That's it. Oh, do you get that? Do you get why that's such a terrifying example? Because that means they can like crack a password in 0n. Okay, anyway, you need to check each item one by one in a classical search, but in a quantum search, it uses interference to amplify the probability of the correct solution. What? How does it know which one is the correct solution? How Grover's algorithm works. Initialization. Start with a quantum register of n qubits. All states are equally likely initially. Oracle. Apply a quantum oracle, which marks the correct solution by flipping its phase. Oh, okay, so you need an oracle. Amplitude amplification. Use a series of quantum operations called the Grover diffusion operator to constructively interfere. Hold on. Use a series of quantum operations to constructively interfere the probability amplitudes of the correct solution and destructively interfere. This doesn't make sense. It's just like you know the answer, so you get the answer. For each iteration, the correct solution becomes more probable and the incorrect solution becomes less probable. I mean, this is like numerical systems analysis. It's like this stuff that Newton's algorithm solves. Repeat a measure. Repeat the process. Oh. I don't get the oracle part. How do you flip the phase if you don't know the correct answer? How do we build it? To create the article, you need a way to encode the problem into a quantum. So it said what the oracle does, it doesn't know the correct answer. It marks the correct answer by flipping its phase. Unsorted database search. Imagine you're searching for an item in a database. The oracle could compare a given input X to the desired solution X target. In an SAT problem, you're looking for a solution that satisfies a set of constraints. The oracle evaluates these constraints for each possible input. Again, this logic is encoded into the quantum circuit. More general problems. In practice, designing the oracle depends heavily on the problem. If you're solving a mathematical problem, the oracle might involve modular arithmetic. If it's a graph problem, it might encode relationships between nodes. So it's just like checking the solution. It's the conditions. It's just the success conditions. The success criteria. Like checking the password in the login. Yes, exactly. Oh, it's just a success criteria. So the reason it's faster is because okay, so the reason it's faster is as you submit a huge set of answers at once and slowly modify the unitary operation to provide a smaller set when an answer is found in a set. That's very close. The key idea is that quantum computer allows you to operate on a superposition of all possible answers at once. And Grover's algorithm uses interference to systematically amplify the probability of the correct answer. Is the interference applied randomly, or is there a way to apply a targeted interference from the response of the oracle? Okay, I have a lot of notes that. Okay, hold on. This is actually really similar to machine learning. Surprisingly similar. A qubit can exist in the combination of 0 and 1 states simultaneously in a system of n qubits quantum soups. Okay, qubits have 2n information simultaneously too, which is that's the thing that's really hard to grasp, because there's just no way to explain that in classical computing, that you can have multiple states at once, unless you, I guess you could think of it as a database which is storing everything, but you're able to use everything in the database all at once. It's, I guess in a way it's like linear algebra is maybe how I would think about it. I'm not sure if that's the best description. I'm going to turn the music a bit more. Music's pretty quiet to me, but minus 10. I have no idea if that's too much or not. I'm gonna wrap up in probably about 10 minutes. What happens if I play the audio from the stream? 10 minutes. Oh, what happens if I play the audio from the stream? 10 minutes. It loops. Cool. Okay, so what I was finding was there's, okay, what else? We're talking about entanglement. I kind of understand entanglement. Entanglement links two bits simultaneously. 2 qubits. Quantum interference. Quantum algorithms carefully manipulate the amplitudes probabilities of different states using unitary operations. So we have unitary operations. I'm almost thinking of them as forcing functions. All, what was the word I was using? All, oh, I think I closed that. All, shit. Let's just Google this again. I'm going to use that word. I'll remember this. Surjective. So it's all domains against all codomains. Domains to produce all codomains. Man, this makes you tired, streaming. And then we have Grover's algorithm. So you have a quantum register. An oracle, let's say, validates the response. All responses and interference is applied to narrow down the result. Interference is applied to narrow results. I'm gonna take a second. I think I get everything at the moment. Actually, I'm not gonna take a second. I'll do that when I'm off. I'm gonna think about how to actually turn this into content because no one's gonna watch this and this is pretty devoid of content as far as streams go. Hopefully what I can do is I guess what I really have to do with this is I have to write the article to explain these concepts just as basically as I can. My fear from that is I get something wrong and I don't want to give people bad information. In quantum physics, a wave function or wave function, I love that. A wave function or wave function is a mathematical description of the quantum state of an isolated quantum system. The most common symbols for the complex valued, that means a wave function might assign a complex number to each point in a region of space. The Born rule provides the means to turn these complex probability amplitudes into actual probabilities. In one common form, it says the squared modulus of a wave function that depends upon position is the probability density of measuring a particle. Okay, this is just becoming a word salad in my head. I'm not even comprehending this. Give me just a sec, boys. Okay, never mind. We're good. The squared modulus of a wave function that depends upon position is the squared modulus of a wave function that depends upon position. The squared modulus. I get it what the square is. What's a modulus? A complex number, the square function, is a twofold cover in the sense that each non-zero complex number has exactly two square roots. The square root of the absolute value of a complex number is called its absolute square. Squared modulus, it is the product of the complex number with its complex conjugate. Okay, wait, maybe I don't understand what a complex number is. complex number. Oh yeah, with I. Okay, I haven't done this. How old am I? I'm 30. I haven't done this in 12 years, man. Talked about complex numbers. That was high school. But I get what it is. That's one of those things you don't really forget. You just forget the name of it. One common form, it says the squared modulus that depends upon position. Okay, wave functions are complex valued. Okay, got that. A one common form, it says that the squared modulus of a wave function that depends upon position is the probability density of measuring a particle at being at a given place. So it's the probability of it being either of the answers to the squared modulus. The integral of a wave function's squared modulus over all the system's degrees of freedom must equal to 1, a condition called normalization. Excuse me. Since the wave function is complex valued, only its relative phase and relative magnitude can be measured. Its value does not. You lost me there. The integral of a wave function's squared modulus over all the system's degrees of freedom. Wave functions can be functions of variables other than position. Okay. Traveling waves of a particle. Okay, I don't feel like understand this. Describe a wave function in a way that you think I would understand. Is it even trying? Oh, it's a cloud of possibilities. Okay, that's kind of what I thought. A cloud of possibilities. So that's when people say that it acts like a wave and a particle at the same time. It really is. Well, is maybe a word you can't use in quantum mechanics. But when observed, it takes a particle, it takes a value. This is the graph that I want. It picks a value when you observe it, and the wave is just the probability of it being that value. I don't understand this whole business, but let's not get into that at the moment unless we find that we need to. Okay, so I think the coherence. Let's see if I understand this now. Quantum coherence. Signature prop. What are we in here? Coherence physics. Okay, quantum coherence. The signature property of quantum matter waves relies on coherence. While initially patterned after optical coherence, the theory and experimental understanding of quantum coherence greatly expanded the topic. The simplest explanation of optical coherence applies optical concepts to matter waves. For example, when performing a double slit, yeah, got it. Each slit acts as a separate but in-phase beam contributing. Okay. These two contributions give rise to an intensity pattern of bright bands due to constructive interference. I don't know how the constructive interference is applied, but I get that. Interlaced with dark bands due to destructive. Okay. As with light. So the coherence is the ability to interfere? Is that right? Quantum coherence isn't exactly about the ability to interfere. It's about the underlying property that makes interference possible. Okay, I mean that the quantum phase relationships between the components of a wave function. The quantum states in a superposition remain in sync, like perfectly timed waves. Because of this synchronization, the system can exhibit phenomena like interference. So what do you mean in sync? The quantum states in a superposition remain in sync. I don't know what that means. Quantum coherence. In other words, coherence is what allows interference? What do you mean by this sentence? What do you mean by that sentence? How can it coherence? An electron, it splits into two parts. These parts remain coherent, so they interfere with. Oh. Okay, I think this is starting to click actually. If coherence is lost by observing it, then it breaks down. Let's go back to the double slit. Oh no, we closed the double slit. That's the most important thing. We're going back to the double slit, baby. Okay. So, the wave is like this. And it hits there, but the wave is also here and it's here. The wave on this side, you know what? I want the one that like preserves the wave. That's insane that you can. Well, that's optical coherence. That's amazing. Young's drawing of diffraction. And it hits. So here they're both down. Here they're both up. One is up, one is down. Oh, that's amazing. This is also an incredible picture. I kind of want to set this as my banner, but it's not food related. I'm saving it. Oh, I'm not going to do it on stream though. Cool. I kind of think we are up with everything we wanted to be up with now. One of the simplest quantum systems to explain basic unit of quantum information. Okay, so this is the actual information that we're measuring. The information of the state of the quantum system. This is intensive shit, man. This is not easy to understand. Qubits and information theory. Qubit information differs strongly from classical information epitomized by the bit in many striking and unfamiliar ways. If I had another like 2 hours, I want to read this all the way through. And I want to read this all the way through. Bit versus qubit. A binary digit characterized as 0 or 1 is used to represent information in classical computers. When averaged over both of the states, in classical process bit is implemented by one or two levels. Outcomes for the measurement of a qubit. The general state of a qubit can arbitrarily be a coherent superposition of all computable states. So, okay, wait, hold on. The general state of a qubit can arbitrarily be a coherent superposition of all computable states simultaneously. Okay. Okay. Moreover, whereas a measurement of a classical bit would not disturb the measurement, will destroy its coherence. Okay. A bit is always complete in either one of its two states. So do you have to account for both states? Like, are both states of a given qubit accounted for when retrieving the answer in a quantum computation to account for the breakdown of coherence? Yes, both states, or more generally, all components of the wave function of a qubit are accounted for. Retrieving the answer involves measurement, which collapses the superposition, blah, 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 superposition. This process means that only the final measured state contributes directly to the answer. The The earlier coherence of all states is crucial for the computation to work. Okay, wait. So do you force a state through interference? Yes, in a sense, you use targeted interference to. So every time you get an answer, you're using a numerical system like Brover's algorithm. Does it force the current state? The algorithm doesn't force the current state. It skews the probabilities so that the correct answer has a very high probability. Okay, wait. So this is quantum error correction that we wanted to understand. I don't know what happened to that tab. Quantum error correction to protect quantum information from errors due to decoherence. Okay, so when we're saying errors due to decoherence, this is just when we measure it and it's not the right answer. The wrong probability was selected. Skewing the probabilities with targeted. Okay, so the question I'm asking, quantum error correction, does this refer to presenting the correct answer when the measurement is taken in case skewing the probabilities with target interference does not provide the right answer? Quantum error correction is not directly about skewing probabilities to force the correct answer, but rather about protecting the quantum state from errors. And maintaining coherence. Oh, maintaining coherence throughout the computation. It ensures that the quantum state remains reliable and resilient against noise or imperfections during computation. Oh, okay. No, I get that actually. A set of techniques to provide quantum. Okay. Classical error correction often employs redundancy. Copying information is not possible due to the no cloning theorem. This theorem seems to present an obstacle to formulating a theory of quantum error correction, but it's possible to spread the logical information of one logical qubit into a highly entangled state of several physical qubits. Hold on. Let me try to get this in my head. It's possible to spread the logical information of one logical qubit onto a highly entangled state of several physical qubits. It's possible to spread the logical information of one logical qubit highly entangled state of several qubits. Okay, you're entangling many qubits. First discovered this method of formulating a quantum error correct. 9 qubits. Classical error. Bit flip code. Okay, hold on. The no cloning theorem. In physics, the no cloning theorem states that it is impossible to create an independent and identical copy of an arbitrary unknown quantum state. Yeah, I guess a statement which has profound implications in the field of quantum computing. The theorem is an evolution of the no-go theorem. Particular situation is not physically possible. This type of theorem imposes boundaries on certain mathematics or physical. No, she demonstrates that a non-disturbing measurement scheme which is both simple and perfect. Okay, wait. A non-disturbing measurement scheme which is both simple and perfect cannot exist. The aforementioned theorems do not preclude the state of one system becoming entangled. You can't copy it because you don't know what it is until you observe it. I mean, let me ask ChatGPT. Does the Okay, I'm asking, does the no cloning theorem state you can't copy the state because you have to break down the coherence and thus disrupt the computation to do so? It does not directly relate to disrupting coherence, but the fundamental impossibility of creating an identical copy of an arbitrary unknown quantum state. It's impossible to create an exact copy. This is a key feature of quantum mechanics, differing from classical systems where copying information is straightforward. Mathematically, the theorem can be explained as follows. If there is a universal quantum operation, a cloning machine, that could take an arbitrary quantum state and copy it to another quantum system, then it would be possible to create two identical quantum states. However, such a process would violate the principles of quantum mechanics, specifically the linearity of quantum operations and the requirement that quantum states revolve in a unitary manner. Expand on that sentence. The linearity of quantum or fundamental principle. Linearity of quantum mechanics. This means that if you apply a quantum operation to a quantum state, the result is a linear combination of the individual components of the quantum state. Mathematically, a quantum operation applied to a state must satisfy the condition. This is important because the superposition principle in quantum mechanics relies on the fact. Can I just show this? Tell you what, if I remove that, oh no, this isn't JavaScript. Close edits. Here, now I can show you this, I think. Let me look, yeah. Okay, the linearity of quantum operations and unitary. Oh, you know what? There is some information. There's one piece of information I don't want to show. I will, in the future, log in. I will make. I'm gonna have to make a new Gmail account for 2Byte Chef. The linearity of quantum operations and the quantum. What does it mean that they're linear? If you apply a quantum operation to a quantum state, the result is a linear combination of the individual components of the quantum state. Mathematically, a quantum operation is important because the superposition principle in quantum mechanics relies on the fact that quantum states can exist in a linear combination of other states. The linearity of quantum operations ensures that superpositions can evolve in predictable ways. What does linear? What does linear mean in this case? Follow the principle of superposition. That doesn't really explain it. This principle states that quantum states can be combined in a linear manner. But you're explaining, I asked you what it means, and you're giving me the answer by using the phrase that I asked you what it means. That's not how definitions work, buddy. It's linear if it satisfies two properties. Additivity. The operation applied to a sum of quantum states is the sum of the operations applied to the individual states. Oh. Homogeneity, the operation applied to a state scaled by a constant, is the same as applying the operation to the state and then wait, the operation applied to a state scaled by a constant is the same as applying the operation to the state and then scaling the result. Okay. I actually do get what you're saying. Why? This is important because the superposition principle relies on the fact that quantum states can exist in a linear combination of other states. Okay. The linearity of quantum operations ensures that superpositions can evolve in predictable ways, preserving the properties that allow quantum computation like interference. No, I don't understand that sentence. Relies on the fact. Why does the superposition principle rely on linearity? Why does the superposition principle rely on linearity? It's also saying the unitary evolution of quantum states. Quantum states evolve unitarily. This means that quantum states change over time in a way that preserves their norm, i.e. the total probability across all possible states remains 1. Got it. I think that makes sense. The probabilities for each individual state may change essentially, but it maintains 1. Okay, relation to the no cloning theorem. Linearity. If a unitary operation could clone a quantum state, it would have to behave linearly. Suppose you have 2 arbitrary quantum states and a unitary operation U that clones the states. But because of the linearity, applying U to a superposition would require that the operation... Okay, you're not going to get this because it's showing me some algorithms. Let me see. Do I have a way to... Can I add stuff to OBS in a scene that you're not looking at? I can add a scene inside of another scene. Can I show you a different scene than I'm showing myself? So I know I'm learning OBS. I don't know, honestly. I'm gonna try something out. Hold on. I have this. I can move it off so you can't see it, right? So scale to window. Okay, I'm gonna do this a different way. I am going to take a screenshot and then I'm just gonna move it over. The easy way. All right, so let's look at this together. So this is correct. This is the unitary position. So you in position here, you have 2 arbitrary quantum states and a unitary operator that clones these states. Then you applying that state equals these two states. You applying this state equals these two states. But because of the linearity, applying U to a superposition like this, where A and B are complex numbers, would require that the operation output this is not a valid because it cannot guarantee that the second copy is identical to, because these are probabilities. Wait, okay, so because the probabilistic, wait, I think I'm like right on the cusp of understanding this. Give me a sec. Applying U to a superposition would require that the operation output. Oh, there's not a valid clone because it cannot guarantee the second copy is identical. Because it does, you can't guarantee that the same probability gets applied to this state. You can't guarantee that alpha and bravo are the same. Is that it? Wait. Quantum mechanics relies on the fact. I'm sorry, I'm going silent. This is just very difficult for me to understand. Quantum mechanics relies on the fact that quantum states can be linearly combined. This is the heart of the superposition principle. I actually feel like I need a break. To be honest, I'm rereading the same sentence and I'm not getting it. My brain needs a quick break. Let's go to YouTube. Let's do React content. Oh my god. This piece scares the dog. I just went like, here, let's watch this.
Make a bold move. I know it's stupid.
Intermediate.
It's gonna rain a lot. Let's see if it's gonna pay out in the end. It was really wet, that's why we couldn't break. And that's exactly what's going on now. Is this gonna be the smartest move that I've ever done?
Everyone else is going off the track. Wow, that's impressive.
They cannot keep the cars on the track.
So he switched to wet tires? Is that what he did? I didn't even honestly see what he did because it happened so fast. And also because I don't understand this game. Just because he went to intermediate?
It's gonna rain a lot. Let's see if it's gonna pay out in the end.
Okay.
It was really wet, that's why we couldn't break.
Did I cook? Now I have Minecraft racing. Dude, this is brain rot. This is brain rot. Or this is an ad. Jesus, this went the brain rot so fast. Let's watch Type R Lightning Lap. Actually, you know what I want to do? I want to I've been thinking about getting a 230i I want to see who's reviewed it. This is the most underrated BMW. I don't know him. I don't know him. The Topher. I've watched a few of his videos. Might just be the perfect coupe. Engineering exploit proves low power cars can be quick.
2017 BMW 230i. Now, when I
it's
first
the
got
old
into this
one, too.
vehicle, you know, because it's the base 2 Series, I wasn't expecting it to be all that quick. But when you put your foot down, this thing really moves, and it's pretty impressive for it being, you know, the base model, that it can really put some power down. And I was surprised by that. So I went back and I'm looking up, you know, how much horsepower does this thing have? Just 248 horsepower. I feel like everything has 250 horsepower these days. You know, not all that impressive of a figure. If you compare it to, you know, the base Mustang 300 horsepower, the EcoBoost Mustang.
Every business is on its own.
I just wanted to. Hybrids are really hard on engines. Wait. Really? Here. They're car shopping with me.
10 horsepower. In fact, comparing it to the EcoBoost Mustang is pretty surprising because their car has 60 more horsepower, weighs just 190 pounds more than this vehicle, and yet this has a faster 0 to 60. 0 to 60 in 5.2, 5.3 seconds, mid to, you know, maybe mid-high fives for the Mustang EcoBoost. Now, if you were to take the BMW 240i, the upgraded
Oops.
with 335 horsepower, 100 less than the Mustang GT. Those have nearly identical 0 to 60 times in the low 4-second range. This has 100 less horsepower. So BMW is able to post some really impressive acceleration numbers without all that much horsepower. So how are they able to do it? Well, part of it is the low-end torque. This engine is producing 258 pound-feet of torque from just 1,450 RPM, and it produces that peak torque, a nice just flat line all the way to 4,800 RPM. So you've got, you know, a tremendous amount of torque for about half the rev range of the engine, and this thing does rev. I mean, the torque does start to taper off after 5,000.
No torque.
But this thing revs happily to 7,000.
Is this
just a little bit
turbocharged?
Beyond 7,000, and you've still got good power. Now this power is coming from a 2-liter inline 4-cylinder turbocharged engine.
Yeah, it is
Double
turbocharged, okay.
Vanos and Valvetronic. So when you're pressing your foot on
That's
the throttle,
how did it have
it
low-end
actually
torque?
is changing how much the intake valves open rather than a throttle valve to manipulate, you know, how much power you're going to make. Now the engine is matched with a 6-speed manual transmission, and this is the first manual transmission BMW I've ever driven, so I don't know how indicative it is of the rest of their line, but I have been enjoying it. I feel like it's what Subaru, you know, wants to make in their manual transmissions, and I mean that less of an insult to Subaru and more of a compliment to BMW. It has this notchiness, this clunkiness to it that you get in a Subaru transmission, but it also feels very sure of itself. It feels, you know, very precise, mechanically satisfying. It's got that clunkiness, but it also never feels sloppy, and so I do like the way that it feels. I think there are better shifter feels out there, but I do really like the way that this one feels. As far as the clutch, you've got a good amount of travel in there, a good amount of range which you can use to engage. It's a very easy car to drive, and this also does.
I don't think the new ones come in a manual.
There for you. You can turn that on control with the throttle pedal here.
And I think it's it has even more power now.
Which seems like a no-brainer. It's only
Let me pull it up.
$2,300, and for that $2,300, you get an adaptive suspension, so you've got comfort and sport modes.
So this is 7 years ago. This is the 2017. We said like 230 horsepower or something like that. Yeah, the new one has 255. Horsepower.
So, $2,300, the amount that you get for that track
Um,
package seems like a no-brainer. If you're going to
295 foot-pounds of torque. My truck has that much,
Now, as far as the
and
steering,
weighs
it's got good grip and it
about
stays
400
flat in
pounds
corners,
more.
and it feels good going around it. The steering
Actually,
itself
that's
doesn't
that's
seem to benefit
interesting because
all
that
much. You get a little bit of
it
a
weighs a lot
feedback,
more than
you
I
can feel, you know,
expected. Am I
more
correct about the
vibration
weight?
in
I have
there.
a Ford
But you don't
Maverick.
get all that much, and overall the steering feel is pretty light. It's pretty effortless. It doesn't require you to really, manhandle the car. It does what you ask it to do. I wouldn't say it's, bad in any way. I just wouldn't say it's necessarily great in any way either. But man, this car is truly a joy in these.
This feels like a GR86 or a BRZ, but it's available in all-wheel drive, and it's a lot more premium than those.
To drive it hard.
Okay, the Ford Maverick, I have the non-hybrid, weighs
Great braking.
3,700. Jesus. No, 3,800. I think I'm either surprised at how heavy the BMW is, or I'm surprised at how light the Maverick is. I don't really know which one.
Third and fourth gear, but you still get plenty of good torque, and you get great acceleration and nowhere in the middle. So it's always adjusting. It's intuitive in some ways, more intuitive. in
Honestly,
others. So
the
things
old
like
one's
that.
interior does not look that good. The new one I think is a huge improvement. Need to use best kept secret. I don't wanna watch this whole thing. I actually really wanna get back to the quantum stuff. Here, let's watch this real quick. This is 2 minutes.
Alright. After a bit, now it's starting to look a little bit wonky, and now it's starting to get pretty insane.
What is
and now it is
downsampling?
pretty much completely unrecognizable as an actual sphere. So, do you know what exactly is happening here? So, here's a hint. The sphere is so far looking really normal, and now it's starting to get a little bit jittery, and now it's going pretty insane. So again, do you know what exactly is going on here? The answer is floating point precision. Basically, the
Oh.
positions over here, the X, Y, and the Z, these are defined as floats. That is defined both for the position of the game object itself, and also for every single vertex inside of this sphere. Every single one of this vertices positions, every single one of those has an actual position with a float X, Y, and Z. Then here in this demo, what I have is simply this sphere moving extremely fast, and the issues start to happen when that position becomes a super large number. Basically, floats or floating point numbers, you have some numbers on the left side, then you have a decimal point, and then some numbers on the right side. However, float has a fixed amount in memory, so this is what caused that issue. It's because the floats cannot store simultaneously super large numbers with very tiny precision. So the sphere here is relatively small, and the vertices, all of those points, all of those vertices, all of them need at least a handful of decimal values in
That's
order to have
fascinating.
enough precision to basically position.
Yeah, so I think he explains it perfectly. I can't even add anything to this. The decimal point moves to the right, but you lose the decimal points, which are needed because of how small it is. Okay.
Where they should be, which means that sometimes it rounds the number up, sometimes rounds it down. That is why basically this bug over here, this visual issue, this really, the vertices
Very
just
cool.
constantly jumping around, constantly trying to clamp, trying to round down into the nearest number. The vertices are trying to be rendered on the correct spot, but they simply cannot do it. So at some point, there's simply not enough precision to place them correctly, and that's how this whole thing breaks. One very common solution to this problem is called floating origin point. So one solution is, as your objects are moving to giant positions, you basically just reposition all of them closer to the origin, and that will avoid having super huge numbers. So for example, if we have the player in some position at 1000, and next to it is a box on 1010, if so, then we're going to teleport the entire world while keeping all the relative positions exactly the same. So in this case, the player would be teleported.
Yeah, okay. Very cool. Genius solution for huge worlds. Dude, I gotta watch more of these guys' videos. This good little bite-sized video. A nightmare for developers and players. Why solo developers should use Unreal.
So I'm a Unity developer. I've been working in Unity for 10 plus years, but lately, like everybody else, I've been wondering just how powerful is Unreal, and is it worth considering as a seasoned Unity developer? I sat down with Gavin at 2-Star Games, he's the creator of Choo Choo Charles, and we discussed Unreal and why he chose to use it to create his instant
What's his
viral
name?
hit, Choo Choo Charles.
2-Star
And we
Games?
discussed Unreal and why he chose to use it to create his instant viral hit, Choo Choo Charles, but also he told me about some misconceptions about the engine as well.
So it started out with just kind of putting together
Two-star
I would call it like
games?
a visual prototype, just enough gameplay, just enough features to create that.
Wait, I can't find it. Two-star games.
He's the creator of Choo Choo Charles, and we discussed Unreal and why he chose to use it to create his instant viral hit, Choo Choo Charles, but also he told me about some misconceptions about the engine as well.
So it started out with just kind of putting together, I would call it like a visual prototype, just enough.
Choo Choo
gameplay,
Charles
just
is the
enough
name.
features to create that
Choo Choo
actual
Charles.
trailer. The process there was really I was just trying to do stuff as quick as possible, really basic programming and stuff like that. So I started out by.
By the way, 8 days till the winter
Hopped
sale
Unreal
on
Engine,
Steam. Choo Choo
started
Charles.
with splines and started creating kind of just a train track system.
What's a spline?
A spline, great question, Thomas. A spline is when you take 2 or more points in
15,000
space, so in your game
reviews.
space, and you basically create a curve, like an interpolated curve between those 2 points. So you can create a smooth, waving, curving line. And then what you can do is you can attach objects and meshes, things like train tracks. In this case, you attach the train tracks to that spline so that it curves and waves all around whatever area.
Interesting.
So, in this
So the
case,
mesh
island.
is not modular. It's not modular pieces that are snapping to a grid. Rather, it's
No.
Have 4,000
Is it-
players
Is it just straight
2 years ago.
pieces that are like 20 units long, or is it literally building the mesh procedurally based on the spline?
It's sort of a mix of both. So I've got a static track mesh, and then in Unreal Engine you can just snap that mesh to the spline, and then that just kind of curves it,
Whoa.
and then it'll just loop that mesh all the way along the spline, and you get this nice curving.
If you want to learn how to edit really well from professional Hollywood editors, we're going to show
Cool.
you stuff
Why can't I?
that teach you.
Mesh.
So let's give our audience here.
I am not gonna finish that right now. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember where we were. It's 10:20, I'm getting a bit tired. Okay. Where is the correct tab? Here it is. Linearity and superposition. Quantum mechanics relies on the fact that quantum states can be linearly combined. It's considered valid as long as the operation that generated it is linear. I still don't think I understand the concept of a linear operation. I don't understand that concept in terms of superpositions. Quantum operations like quantum gates must respect the linearity of quantum states. If quantum operations were not linear, the superposition principle would not hold. The resulting quantum states remains. Linearity ensures that if you have multiple quantum states, you can combine them in any proportion and get another valid quantum state. This is a key to quantum superposition. If a quantum system can be in the state, quantum operations were not linear, combining states this way would not always yield valid quantum. I just feel like it keeps saying it wouldn't be true, but it's not actually telling me why it wouldn't be true, and I wonder if this is just something that's going to have to be a really deep dive about really what superposition is. This is the best song from this playlist. Let's break it down further. Let's use an example. Okay. Imagine a classroom of students. In a regular non-quantum world, suppose you're in a classroom with two students, Alice and Bob. Each student has a distinct state of being. Alice could be studying math, and Bob could be studying history. If you want to combine the knowledge of both students into a new form, you could say, I'll take a little bit of Alice's math knowledge and a little bit of Bob's history knowledge, and put them together in some new way. For example, you might mix 50% of Alice's knowledge and 50% of Bob's knowledge into something new, like a student who knows half math and half history. This new student has a combined state, a bit of each. In the quantum world, linearity means something very similar happens, but with quantum states. So you're mixing... Okay, so you're applying probabilities. What does this have to do with linearity? I don't understand what part, like I understand the concept, I don't understand what in that is the linearity. A quantum state, like a qubit, can be a superposition of multiple states at once. Simplest analogy is like saying having two states. Yeah, state A or state B, sure. Where A and B are numbers called amplitude, or alpha and beta are numbers that determine how much the system is, how much the system is in each state. Here's where linearity comes from. Linearity means that you can combine states. If you have two quantum states, say 0 and 1, I can mix them together. The mix is a new state. Oh, okay, so it's just saying that you can add up the probabilities. Okay. That's what makes it say, yeah. That actually, that's, I don't know why you didn't just say that. Me being the idiot. ChatGPT talking to me like I'm a dog. Oh, whoops. I forgot to take this down in OBS. We're not car shopping. Specifically, the linearity, the requirement of quantum... Okay, wait. So let's go back to... Where did we come from? The no-cloning theorem. If there were a universal quantum operation that could take an arbitrary quantum state and copy it to another quantum system, then it would be possible to create two identical quantum states. However, such a process would violate the principles of quantum mechanics, specifically the linearity. Okay. And then I say, why does it violate the linearity? And we come back to this screenshot. Where is that? Did I close the screenshot? Is it behind here? Yeah, okay. I closed the screenshot. Oh, fuck. What did I just show you? Actually, that's all fine. There's nothing there. No, I'm gonna have to... That's fine. It's fine for now. I figured it out. Okay, so let's go back to this. Because the linearity would require that the operation output is you can add up, because it cannot convey that the second copy is identical. Wait. Okay. In general, states are not the same. This breaks the linearity requirement. I'm not sure I completely get that. This is not valid because it cannot guarantee that the second copy is identical to the original quantum state. Fuck. Expand on that. It cannot guarantee. Let's go back to this statement, the one I'm showing you. Defining the problem. All right. I'm just gonna get this concept, and I'm probably going to log off. I didn't even have time to look at the roadmap. Oh my god, yeah, there's so much. We didn't even have time to read the paper. To benefit society by helping exponential quantum error collection below threshold. Okay. Okay, let's just read through it real quick.
The systems behind our universe are quantum mechanical. They shift and change with the problems they're tasked to solve, exploring a vast array of options all at once. And like nature, quantum computing is responsive to the environments it works within, leading us to new breakthroughs for tomorrow's most challenging problems. Introducing our latest quantum computing chip, developed to learn and evolve like the natural world around us. Willow, from Google Quantum AI.
Hi, I'm Julian Kelly, Director of Hardware at Google Quantum AI. And today, on behalf of our amazing team, I'm proud to announce Willow. Willow is Google's newest and most powerful superconducting quantum computing chip. And
I feel like he's just going to tell us. So this is about the error correction. Okay, hold on. Today in Nature, we published results showing the more qubits we use in Willow, the more we reduce errors. Yeah, I heard about this. And the more quantum the system becomes, we tested ever larger arrays, 3 through 5 to 7, and each time using our latest advances, we were able to cut the error rate in half. We achieved an exponential reduction in the error rate. This historic accomplishment is known in the field as below threshold. Being able to drive errors down while scaling up the number of qubits. You must demonstrate being below threshold to show real progress on error correction. This has been an outstanding challenge since quantum error correction was introduced. There are other scientific firsts in this result as well. For example, it's one of the first compelling examples of using real-time error correction on a superconducting quantum system, crucial for any useful computation. So I still want to look up what are methods of error correction. I still want to understand no cloning. The first system below threshold is the most convincing prototype for a scalable logical qubit. So it's a sign that very large quantum computers can be built. As a measure of Willow's performance, we use the random circuit, the RCS benchmark, pioneered by our team and now widely used as a standard in the field. RCS is the classically hardest benchmark that can be done on a quantum computer today. You can think of this as an entry point for quantum computing. It checks whether a quantum computer is doing something that couldn't be done on a classical computer. Any team building a quantum computer should check first if it can beat classical computers on RCS. Otherwise, there's a strong reason for skepticism that it can tackle more complex quantum tasks. We've consistently used this benchmark to assess the progress from one generation of chip to the next. We reported Sycamore results in October 2019 and again in October 2024. Willow's performance on this benchmark is astonishing. Yeah, that's insane. It exceeds no timescales in physics. It leads credence to the notion that quantum computers occurs in many parallel universes. The latest results for Willow are shown in a plot or our best so far, but we're continuing to make progress. This goes up. Sycamore, Quantinium, is that the only sort of their superconductor other ions? Oh man, I still need to get into hardware, understand hardware. Ions, question mark. Quantinium, question mark. Computational costs are heavily influenced by available memory. Our estimates therefore consider a range of scenarios. Our assessment of how Willow outpaces one of the most powerful classical supercomputers, Frontier, was based on conservative assumptions. For example, we assumed full access to secondary storage without any bandwidth overhead. Sure. A generous and unrealistic allowance for Frontier. Sure. And of course, as happened after we announced the first Beyond Classical computation in 2019, we expect classical computers to keep improving on this benchmark, but the rapidly growing gap shows that quantum processors are peeling away at a double exponential rate and will continue to vastly outperform classical. Yeah, I mean that seems fair.
In 2019, Google made quantum computing history. Our quantum computer completed a benchmark computation in 200 seconds that would have taken the world's fastest supercomputer at the time 10,000 years. In 2024, Google reran the experiment on our latest chip, Willow, and saw a significant leap forward. We got Hardmit Nevin, Sergio Boixo, together with theoretical physicist John Preskill to talk about what this means.
Since we introduced the benchmark in 2019, we keep running it every year, and the times it would take for a classical supercomputer to emulate or to simulate the latest benchmarks that we can run on our quantum processors has grown tremendously. It grew from 10,000 years in 2019 to 10 to the power of 25 years, or in words, 10 septillion years on the Willow chip. This illustrates the double exponential growth in compute power.
There's an interesting aspect to the superiority of the quantum computer. The Google hardware has improved a lot in recent years, as we've been hearing, but it still makes lots of mistakes. So they have to run it many times in order to extract a usable signal that can be compared with that classical simulation. They in fact run it millions of times, but they can do that in just a few minutes, which is still a very short time compared to the resources you would need to do the same simulation on a classical machine.
When he says that they're making a lot of mistakes, I'm gonna tweet at I'm gonna Sky. I need to make a Twitter. I'm actually going to do that right now. I want to tweet at him and ask when he talks about mistakes, is he talking about something like Grover's algorithm where you're honing in on the correct answer using interference?
Popularized it with the name quantum supremacy at the time. At Google, we tend to call it beyond classical computation, but it's all just the same idea. It's trying to make true experimentally for the first time the premise of quantum computers. So here at Google, we use these benchmarks,
what is random circuit sampling?
Random circuit sampling, to compare our latest experimental quantum processors with the best classical algorithms running on the best supercomputers that we have available.
We should emphasize that random circuit sampling is not useful for an application. It's just the entry point. If you can't win on random circuit sampling, you can't win on any other algorithm either. The next challenge will be to train this enormous compute power towards tasks that people on Main Street.
X. I don't know my new username. There we go. Have I ever used this profile? No. Literally no post replies, nothing. Cool. This is becoming my 2Byte Chef profile now. Sorry, my account is suspended. Spam. Account security at risk. Take steps to unsuspend if you log in and see a prompt. Your account may also be in response to reports of spamming or abusive behavior. I literally haven't used this account. Your account may not be allowed to perform that action. I've literally never used this account. Something went wrong. Your account is suspended. Why? I am going to make a request. Oh, I think it's because someone tried to hack my account. Tell you what, we're gonna come back to that. State-of-the-art performance. We're gonna get to all this later. I am going to go ahead and end the stream. I don't believe a single person tuned in. That's fine. This was actually very productive for myself. Maybe we'll make some content out of this. I don't have other socials yet, but eventually I will link those to Twitch and I will do the inverse. And we can get started with some, with building the brand name. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for coming. And yeah, have a good evening. I won't be back in the next week.